Hi guys, welcome to this video. I'm here
Wait,
with
what?
Nigel,
Hi,
and today we're
peeps.
watching the awesome YouTuber tehmimi's video. Nigel doesn't really like tehmimi. Would you like to explain?
What?
Would
Oh
you
yeah,
like to
kick,
No, would you like to
kick
explain
messenger.
what why you don't like tehmimi?
Oh,
Go on.
I don't really like Tamimi because she just kind of reminds me of like every controversial girl of this generation, and will argue on you about everything. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of Tamimi.
I happen
That's
to
just my
love her
personal opinion,
content.
Nick.
I happen to absolutely adore her content. It's such a good channel. You guys should go subscribe. I'm just making this video because it just came out. And, you know, I love Tamimi. I love her.
It's peepee. He's
So,
peepee. He's big peepee.
no. Anyways, guys, we'll watch this and we'll react to it. We'll actually say some commentary, aren't we, Nigel?
Wow.
With the internet becoming more accessible to anybody in the world, it becomes a scarier place every day.
Oh, I hear
There are quite
double,
a few
but
apps
you
that
know
are
what?
available to the
That's fine.
public that many might not
That
know the
sucks,
dangers
Nigel.
of. As I have continued to make videos covering the
Look at
dangers
her. She's
behind
like
certain
every
apps, some of
controversial
you have
girl
left
ever.
comments
She's the pick me girl. I'm telling you.
Nigel,
I'm
she's a
telling you, she's the pick.
wonderful YouTuber. I love her.
about an app called
She
Kik,
made
reminding me of its existence. Kik is a messaging app that was founded in 2009 and published in 2010.
she's awesome.
Over the years, it has endured many
I
controversies
love her.
due to very poor safety features. Today, we are going to be discussing the dangerous side of Kik, an app that has flown under the radar for years, especially more recently. I remember when Kik was kind of more popular. It is basically another messaging
Nigel, she has a dog named Chester, so you should like her.
system.
I
Except
don't.
now there are also
Heck
live
you.
streaming features, and a lot of these streams are used for 18 plus reasons. This app allows anybody over the age of 13 to use it. Not only that, but because it is no longer as popular as it was, but is still sometimes used by kids, this is creating a playground for dangerous people.
The Messenger app is a little different from the traditional text.
You still have your contacts, but the messages that you exchange between each other are deleted.
Anyone can contact anyone.
The Kik Messenger app has 200 million users, and 40% of them are kids from the U.S. Meanwhile, internet crimes against our kids are up 200%.
UW-Madison Information Security Officer Nick Davis says without record of any chat.
Sorry, what did you just say?
Cool. Oh, what? Oh, no. Because my brother, he's eating an orange, and I have a garbage in here, but if he throws the orange peels into the garbage, I'll get fruit flies, and it's actually quite small.
This is harassment.
Continue on.
Anyways, I'm gonna press play now.
It's nearly impossible for parents and police to track.
Scariest part for parents, it takes a lot to trace it.
All you need is a name, birth date, photo, and email address, and remember, no phone number required.
So it's that fast.
It's very fast.
A child can have a Kik account.
While the popularity of Kik has died, there has been a rise in conversation about how horrible Kik was and still is. Many people have come forward sharing their horrifying experiences using Kik, and many question how or why the website is still functioning today. Kik was made around the time that people used messenger programs instead of sending actual text messages that required a phone number. For those of you who are not old enough to remember, it used to be the norm to have to pay per each text message sent or received. In 2008, the price was an average of 20 cents per text message, running some people up thousands of dollars each month. Nowadays, it's much cheaper to send a text. And
Just imagine your neighbor texted you and about your dog is in their yard and it's choking on a beetle, and you have so many questions. and you're out of the state. So you have to pay 20 cents each message.
Kick did?
No, a regular text message back in the day with money.
And much more common to use a data plan. This is why many people chose to use internet-based messaging systems over a decade ago. As times changed over the years and the demand for messaging programs began to fall, people still used Kik. In 2015, the app was valued at $1 billion. It wasn't until 2019 that Kik was preparing to pull the plug on its own services. But right before it was supposed to shut down, a company called Media Lab swooped in to save the day, purchasing the app and allowing it to stay up. Despite resources claiming that Kik
Now
has
everybody
displayed
uses
growth
this
since
app
Media
for
Lab has
fucking
purchased it,
nudes.
nowadays the app is
And very, very scary shit.
Remember when we watched, what was it, Mama Max, and it was just like, do you have Kik or Wiki? Do you have Kik or Wix? Do you have Kik? Give me Kik. No, I have Discord. Give me Kik. Yes.
Stuff from again.
Mama Max.
Oh, yeah.
Pedophile Hunter. We need to watch those videos again. Cause, bitch, you are not forgetting about Mama Max on my watch, okay?
Okay.
You know what? We'll watch the animal abuse episode. Because my pet just died, and that's all I need to know right now is about a bunch of death.
considered to be a barren wasteland. According to Crunchbase, the app has gotten less than 1 million downloads within the past 30 days, and seems to be used by less than 4 million users per month, a dramatic difference from TikTok's 750 million monthly users. So why would people think an app like this is more dangerous than an app like TikTok? Because with lower traffic levels, creeps can hide in plain sight.
Yes, exactly.
Before we continue with this video, I want to thank today's sponsor, Scentbird. So I'm sure you've heard of that fear for a full price and just received
The way that how she speaks and she has to show teeth.
Cedar. It's poor fat. Which I will definitely.
Come on, please stop.
This review.
Listen. She is a wonderful. I love her. She's the reason why I write all the time. Because I listen to her content and I'm like, yes, queen, slay. And, you know, I write faster when I'm listening to her.
I'm gonna skip over the fact that you just said Yas, Queen, and Slay. That has been ruined by
sounds so similar to other reviews I have read
girl
when
in this
discussing
entire world.
different apps. I'd give this a 0 star if I could. If you are under 18, or even if you're any age, don't download. This app is dangerous. This app is easy for get anyone. I'm aware that they can do it on any social app, but it's worse on here. This app isn't as popular as it used to be, and doesn't get much attention. So predators tend to use this rather than Instagram, for example. They groom kids on here and do even worse things. This isn't a safe app at all. There is not much safety features to this messaging app, such as friend requires or verification. People actually get groomed from this platform. It terrifies me. You don't know what you're doing if you use this insecure app. App full of perverts. This app is full of pervs and sexual stuff. Totally not what it used to be.
Before Curology, I used to wake up, wash my face, walk out the door, and it was Pimple City. It was not.
This is
because every pedophile needs to have that on their video. Just like, I'm gonna teach you right now how to look beautiful as.
Because a lot of people get away with more since less attention is put on the app. But even in the mid-2010s, many complaints have been made about the app's safety. From the beginning of the app's launch to current day, there have been countless reports of very creepy people lurking within the chat rooms. Tons of people have shared their experiences with this app, and some of them are truly horrifying. The comments that I'm about to read are actually from you guys. You left these comments on my previous videos where I discussed dangerous apps. At 13, I met someone on this app. By the way, this app refers to Whisper, which is also owned by Media Labs, who claimed to be 16, and in a whole other country from me. I don't remember what the location things were at this point, as it was around 2014. We then moved to Kik, and he continued to groom me and talk very to me. I gave very risky pictures, and I almost gave him inappropriate pictures of myself underage. Thankfully, my parents found out what was going on and intervened before anything more can happen, and took my phone and restricted my use. Had that not happened, I don't know where I would be today, but experiencing online grooming makes me such an advocate for children and trying to get them to not use something that can get them into harm. I really hope that this person is doing okay now. I think it's fantastic that you're advocating to prevent this from happening, and I'm very thankful to hear that your parents intervened and helped protect you, and I think that that's something a lot of parents really need to do with situations like this. You really need to have an open line of communication with your children and know what they're getting into and really have a good understanding of what apps are on their phones. Another person says Kik. I was groomed heavily on the app Kik as well growing up. When I was about 14, I discovered the app Kik, and I really wish I didn't have that app. It messed up my teenage years. I used to use Kik. It had similar issues to this. You couldn't really post anything, but it was a text app. I used it to roleplay when I was 12 and ended up seeing NSFW pictures, getting people trying to to me, and other things. It was horrible. Apps like this need to be way more moderated. These stories were being covered in the mainstream media as well.
Just last month, Vincent Hill of Upper Marlboro was arrested and charged with soliciting from a 12-year-old Howard County girl. Police say...
Oh, so
Sorry,
tired.
what, Nigel?
Said I almost fell asleep because I'm so tired. Oh, no.
This is harassment.
Hill was using Kik. In November, Victor Arojo was charged with kidnapping a 12-year-old Perry Hall girl.
A man accused of luring a teenage girl into a relationship through a messaging app is now in jail.
It is another all-too-real reminder to parents to know what's going on your children's phones.
Pamela Casey told me that Kik, which you have on your phone, but it's much like a chat room, the old kind that used to talk to people on the computer, is a way for pretty much anyone to contact people or children online. And they say that Kik on a phone, this is how a grown man from Birmingham found and preyed on a girl in Bluntsville.
According to police, a Kik message sent to a student here Monday resulted
Every
in the arrest of
pedophile's
the band
using
director.
Kik, man.
A 22-year-old Morgan County man is in custody after federal authorities say he tried to hire someone to have a Wisconsin woman abducted and...
Yo, that looks like a kid from my school. Bro. Wait, bro. Let me. That looks like a kid from my school.
Hold on. We'll grab my...
So beautiful.
Huh. He looks like Discord mod.
According to court documents, man had unwittingly joined forces with an undercover detective from Minnesota. Records show he offered the detective $2,000 to kidnap and a woman.
There is no record of what's going on and what's being transmitted. It's only between those two.
We made Sonica's username public, and 2 days later...
Here's one that says, "Hi, I'm Brad. You are so beautiful."
She already had hundreds of messages.
So here's one that says, "What's up? You just looking for friends or some fun?" Yeah, one guy said that he already had the hotel room and I just needed to go to where the hotel room was.
One outlet actually interviewed a registered offender as they explained how easy it would be for them to get in contact with children through the app.
Speaking in the shadows to protect his privacy, this man makes no secret of who he is.
I will always be a offender.
Now in his mid-30s, it was in the late 90s when he was convicted of using a child under 13. He served prison time and is listed on the sex offender registry.
The first thing that I thought was, wow, I can be whoever I want to be. I can get anybody I want. I can achieve my glorification through this app. That's when I said, you know what, I have to stop this.
He deleted the app, but he wanted to show us just how easy it is for someone like him to find potential victims on the app.
I'm sad. That's all I'm going to write.
He set the parameters for who he was looking to speak with, and within minutes, without reaching out to anyone, we had 2 apparent teenage girls reaching out to us.
Why are you sad? And right there is where you got the open door. That's when a predator can jump in. Like me, I would jump in and say, hey, what's your problem? Let's talk.
We did not respond and deleted the profile.
According to BBC, the app was involved with over 1,100 child SA cases in 2018. It was stated that delays due to a bureaucratic nightmare of obtaining information from the company put the children at further risk. A grooming case with over 90 profiles were being investigated, some being offenders and others being victims. But officers were having a really hard time getting through to an actual person running Kik's website. The police were left with automated messages, making their investigation much more complicated and time-consuming, allowing these creepy people to put more kids at risk. According to Kik's website, there has since been an updated guide for law enforcement, but going through the PDF that it shares, things seem to be the same as the officers described in the article. It just seems to be easier to access this information instead of wasting time hearing the same thing from automated responses. But this adds a layer to everybody's concern. An app used by millions of people every month does not have any system where anybody can get through to a human being to address a safety issue, not even law enforcement. They have to jump through so many hoops and go through so much just to even attempt to get in contact with a person behind the website. That is insanity. But there's even more creep.
What? A red fridge? Nigel, it's a red fridge.
What?
I don't know.
I think I fell asleep.
Nigel.
I'm sorry.
Silly Billy.
Creepy things about Kik. In 2020, Kik deepened their partnership with Kin, giving Kik users the ability to make crypto transactions through the app. Kik currently has a live streaming feature where people can earn money. The live streaming feature is something that is even more concerning because a lot of times the live streams you will see on Kik are very, very inappropriate. In fact, for a website that allows its users to be as young as 13 years old, there is a lot of inappropriate, unfiltered stuff on this app, more so than any other app I've discussed so far. These chats are straight up 18 plus, completely unclothed, suggestive pictures. And as many people mentioned in the reviews, there are tons of bots pushing out 18 plus content, stuff that is definitely not meant for children. You can easily make an account, register as a 13-year-old, and still be subjected to this. In fact, subjected is a very, very loose term, considering that in any category you go on, no chat room has anything to do with the actual category. Every single chat room has some form of inappropriate imagery or content. And on top of everything else, a lot of reviews on both the Apple and Android store complain about how broken the app actually is. So in full, there seems to be absolutely no moderation whatsoever. The app itself is just completely broken. At this point, there seems to be more bots than people on the app itself, and the people that do use this app for a legitimate sense of entertainment are putting themselves at very high risk to encounter some very, very dangerous and shady people. Creepy people seem to be flocking to this app more and more because of how unpopular and how unregulated it is. They can get away with a lot more than they could on any other app. And this app seems to have a very poor system of obtaining data from these people who might be committing crimes. I mean, law enforcement even has trouble getting information to complete investigations from people who misuse this app. I highly suggest that if you are a parent that you check your kids' phones to make sure that this app is nowhere on them. Because while it is widely unpopular compared to other apps being used today, people still are using them.
As I always say, monitor what your children are doing online. If you know anybody who is a parent, if you don't have any kids yourself, let them know that things like this are happening online all the time. Allowing your child to have full access to anything online at this point is extremely, extremely dangerous in my opinion, and you should always be checking in on what they are doing, what apps they are using, and where they are posting things, because this type of situation can get out of control really, really quickly, and has gotten out of control really quickly, as we have discussed in this video, and it's just not a good thing. Just please monitor what your children are doing. Thank you so much if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, and thank you to everybody who has been supporting me over on Patreon, especially Lewis, Miss Tanisha, Anthony, Tressout, Michelle, and Deemer WM. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
That was a wonderful video.
Kick.
Yes. I'm gonna kick you, Nigel. That's why I love Tehmimi. Because Tehmimi is factual. Woo. Anyways, guys, you have a good day, and if Tehmimi ever watches this, I'm sorry for what Nigel said. Goodbye.